Today I'm going to talk about what to do if you are overwhelmed. If you are overwhelmed with life, with purpose, with getting things done, just in general, I find that the best thing to do is to minimalize everything. Minimize your concerns down to the bare minimum. Hopefully, my voice is loud enough. As I said in my previous video, I urge you to get up early and go to bed early. And I talked about how important and helpful it is to spend time having nothing that you need to do before you fall asleep. And in the morning, before you get started with your day, it's really important to have a period of time where you're just present in reality. Grounded in your surroundings and in your body. It's like a form of meditation without mentally trying to do anything. You're not doing anything mentally. You're just in reality. And I find that really powerful for people who might not, as I am not someone who intentionally meditates. My form of meditation is a physical one, where I'm just aware of my existence via my surroundings and my body, and just absorbing the present moment. If you're overwhelmed, if you feel overwhelmed, it's important to take things one step at a time. And one step of doing that, one step forward to minimizing your focus, is to choose to not, starting tomorrow, you're not going to worry about anything other than the physical things that you need to get done each day, and getting them done in a timely manner. So if I find myself not going to bed when I want to, or staying up, that's a big thing for me because it fucks up my day. The next day, I'm not as energetic, and I'm not as able to take on the day, and it starts a spiral of further procrastination and further turmoil. If I just eliminate everything in my mind of what I need to be worrying about, and only make a conscious decision that I'm only going to worry about doing the bare minimum of what's necessary to survive each day, and to that mindset, it starts you with some grounds of a place to find footing and give yourself little wins, where if you just getting up when you need to and going to bed when you need to, if that's enough, it can mentally, over time, if you're able to conquer that, if you're able to give yourself time and space to conquer the basic things. Because if you're in a rut and you're overwhelmed, you're likely to not be able to be doing the bare minimum. So if you focus on the bare minimum only, just give yourself time. Life is it's a dance between realizing that you don't have much time, but also realizing that once you have conscious knowledge of this and conscious control of yourself, that you do have time. It's a paradox, but it's a wonderful paradox. Because you can jump between appreciating the present moment and the little things, and also having a sense of having control over your destiny and your future. if you have control over yourself and taking your own life in your own hands and affirming that you only live once and you only have your own life, and therefore each day should be acted upon as your own self, because you only live your life. And ironically and paradoxically, you can live however you want. So somehow you need to realize that you don't need to be stressed out by the fact, like when I tell you that you don't have a lot of time, there should be some peace in that. You should be able to once you realize that you're only living for yourself at the end of the day, you can kind of relax. It's almost like you're not living for anyone else at the end of the day. Even if you are living with other people or caring for other people, at the end of the day, you are your own person. And I'm going to assume that you are on your own, as you should be if you're not someone who is a person that is whole yet. And that's why I say that you should probably be alone, because being alone is such a gift for someone who is not yet whole yet. I'm trying not to ramble, or I hope that I hope that I make some sort of sense. But I think if you're stressed out and you feel overwhelmed, you should know that if you live in the moment, you have a lot of time. And you should practice cherishing the present moment and just sitting and doing nothing when you can. And that's why I say, please get up early and go to bed early and have an hour before you go to sleep where, if you get everything done, if you brush your teeth and you eat and you take care of yourself and you get your work done, and there's no box unchecked, and you have an hour before you go to bed, you can just sit and exist. And I guarantee that in some way that will help you feel less overwhelmed. And that's why if you do feel overwhelmed, just focus on that. Focus on the bare minimum of getting things done. Brush your teeth on time. And then reward yourself for that mentally. Just mentally, change your mindset. Be like, starting tomorrow, I don't care about anything else. I'm literally going to wake up when I want to wake up and go to bed when I want to go to bed. And nothing else has to happen. And I have accomplished everything that I need to accomplish by doing that. And if you live like that, if you live day to day where you're just, if you need a timer to take your vitamins and to to eat at a certain time, like militarize your day with the bare necessities, and just live like that for a little while until you master the necessities, so where it becomes second nature, where you're getting up. Because I can guarantee, if you become someone who just naturally gets done what needs to be done without second thought, without second guessing, without overthinking, without putting it off, you are not going to, you're going to realize that you're not out of control anymore. Mentally, you can think better. You can handle situations more clearly, because the little things are actually the big things. Like the little necessities that we put off. If you're someone who tends to be overwhelmed or stressed out, those things are big for you. And they are for me. And so I feel like there are people out there that are like me who would benefit from just put your goals to the side. If you are overwhelmed, if you're stressed out, put your future goals to the side and just focus on entirely the bare necessities. Are you getting up when you're supposed to be getting up? Are you getting up the same time every day? Are you going to sleep the same time? And until you naturally master that, don't worry about anything else. Get the bare minimum done. Master the bare minimum. Master your surroundings. Master your ability to get up when your alarm goes off. Just getting out of bed. For some people, that's something that is hard. It's hard for me. And you'll find that if you become someone who is methodical or meticulous with basic things, everything else that you're worried about will start to kind of fall into place, where you just kind of learn subconsciously to deal with things better, and you don't find yourself stressing out as much or being as overwhelmed. So focus on that. Put everything else aside and just focus on the robot stuff. Focus on the robot stuff. And just try to master that. And during the period of time where you set in the morning and at night, or in between, or whatever works for you, whatever time during the day where you're just sitting or walking, where you're just physical and you're not doing anything. You're physical, meaning you're grounded in existence, and you're not doing anything because you did everything that you need to do, before your day starts, or when your day ends before you go to sleep. In those moments, just remember that because you're conscious now, you have time. You're no longer asleep. You're no longer unconscious. And that's all that needs to happen, ultimately. You don't need to be stressed out, because when you're conscious of time and you're conscious of your existence and you're conscious of your life, you can sit back in these moments and, in general, you can have a more laid back existence mentally, because you are already ahead of yourself previously, your past self. You're only ever competing with yourself at the end of the day. So any little step that you take that gets you forward is infinitely good. Just existing is good at the end of the day. Because your life is not really determined by anything. You don't really need to be anything. It's all up to what you want to be and what you want to do. So I think stress comes from this outside dynamic of being afraid of what other people think. And when you realize that you're just always living for yourself, even if you think that you aren't, these voices or these eyes that are looking at you in your mind are just in your mind, because at the end of the day, none of it matters. And it only mattered to you, everything, in your own experience, because you experience your own life alone. And there's such a peace to that. If you fail, that's just part of the process of learning and getting good at something and getting somewhere. And so when you fail, that means that you're only getting closer to what you want, only getting closer to success. And so there's nothing that you can do that's wrong. There is no wrong. There's some peace in realizing that. You try your best, and at the same time you should realize that you're okay. You're fine. There's no doom. It's just your experience. It's just your life, whatever happens. And you try your best. But there should be there doesn't need to be any stress behind that. You just do. You just try your best every day. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do. So just know that you have time, and know that there's no there's no real rule book, and there's no real anything that is imposing on you. So, however long it takes you to get to where you need to be, it's okay. It isn't a race. It's easy to see it as a race, but it's not. It would only be a race if you were living other people's lives, if you were somehow other people, but you're not. You're yourself, and other people are themselves. So, you're living your life and they're living theirs. And at the end of the day, we all die. And at the end of the day, we all cease to exist. And then we just don't exist anymore in this world, you know? We just don't exist in this world anymore. So, there's no need to be stressed out about how you come about something and how your life ends up being. You know, your life journey, it's not a movie. Don't treat it as a movie, treat it as a game. Your life is a game. Life is a game. Just try to level up. It doesn't matter if you spend years as a slime, you know, as a level 1 nothing. Because the game is always running. It's like, yeah, you expire, but at the end of the day, it's like, is there really any real stress about that? Because when you stop existing physically, you stop existing. So I think stress just comes from the fear of what other people think, and the idea that we need to be worrying about that. Because I'm not trying to be talking about life and death so much, or the afterlife or whatever. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm trying to be tangible. You know, I can't tell you what happens or what is actually real, but I can tell you what you can do about your life in this world, in this reality that we see and breathe in. It's all okay. It honestly is. Trust me. Your life experience is just your life. Like, there is no real pressure. There is no real, it's all mental. It is all an illusion. Think about the people who have already died. You know, their life has ended in this physical world, and that's it. There's nothing existential about that. It's a game. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I feel the opposite of that when I speak of this. It's peaceful. Just do what you can. Do what you can, and always strive to be going towards light rather than darkness. Because we as humans Find joy in other people's joy and what's determined as good and helpful or whatever. It's like, just try to be helpful in your own way too, even in the littlest way. This is just a general overarching thing. Just be a moth towards the light. Just don't get enveloped in darkness, because the world is cruel and evil, but at the end of the day, we only have a little bit of time here, and I honestly think the only way that you will truly regret is if you spend that time in darkness. Find joy in the little things.